Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video we will talk about exception handling in Python. Now for example friends, in here we create a very simple statement like this. For example, my underscore var equals input, and in here for example we give the message as enter a number, right? And in our next line we will do what? We will simply type in print the value of my var. Well, as of now there is no issue, and if I run this, we can give any value, for example 5. If I run this, then it will output 5. But for example we want to multiply 5 with 5, for example, and now if I run this and we give the value as 5 again, or any value, maybe 4 this time, and we insert this value, there would be an exception. Why? Because whenever we input, the value would be in the form of string. As a result, in here there is an error. We can't multiply sequence by non-int of type str. So there is definitely a type error. Now definitely, what is a type error? There is some issue with the data type. We will talk about data errors or different type of error in our forthcoming videos, but as of now this is a type of error, and with this error we cannot move forward. For example, in here, first of all, let me get rid of this statement once again, and for example in here we again print something, maybe hello, this will not work if there is error. Alright, so we have this statement. Let me run this again. Let me enter, for example, 8. We get the number as 8, which is perfect, and there is this message, hello, this will not work if there is error. Now for example we try to run this field again and we enter. Oops, we have missed one thing. Let me update this statement as my var into my var, and let me rerun this. Oops, we need to rerun, we need to restart the kernel in order to get rid of the previously running instance. Let me rerun this. Here is the output, and here for example we input maybe 9 this time, and we hit shift plus enter. Again there would be error. Now the thing which is the most important is, even though there is this error and in the next line there is no error, again any statement after this line will not get executed. So whenever we get a exception, whenever we get a error, what happens? Definitely the entire program will stuck. The entire program will terminate without properly executing the rest of statements. Now in order to handle this situation, we have something known as try. So let me show you. For example, I copy this here. Let me indent things properly. Here we go. So now we are trying, right? So we are trying, and let me also do one small little thing. Let me cast the input. Now for example the user inputs a number, everything will be okay, but for example the user enters a non-number character. In those kind of scenario there would be a error. So whenever we make use of a try, we must handle it as well. So in here, for example, we directly run this, there would be a error. It expects something. So in here, how we can handle it? Maybe finally could be a possible solution. Let me show you. If we add the finally block, we'll be able to get the information. Well, it can be. So there are two things which needs to be there after try. First one is finally. We will talk about finally in some time, and then there is again one more thing, which is, let me show you, except. So there are two statements which we have to add whenever we make use of try. So in both the cases, we would be able to see the output. Again, let me restart the kernel once. Here we go. And definitely we can enter a number, maybe 5, and it will give me the square of the number. Perfect. Let me move forward and let us try to understand what exactly is this except. Now whenever there is a error, this particular field, this exception field will get executed. So in here, for example, I print please enter a string, please enter a number, right? So this will give a message to a user if there is a error. Again, let me rerun this. So in here, for example, I run if I enter 7 maybe, then we will get a proper result of 49. But for example, we try to rerun this and we enter k maybe, and hit shift plus enter, then it will say please enter number. So this is the advantage of making use of exception, this except field, and the combination of try and except field can indeed help us to handle error. Now friends, in here we can easily make out that we don't have this kind of error. There is no unexpected error. So for example, we copy these two lines and paste it in here, and we try to run these two lines only like this. Let me run this. Let me enter F and hit shift plus enter. There would be a crash, there would be a issue. Understand this. But when it comes to try except, there is no error. We are able to handle the error properly. And now then we have the finally block. So it would be like finally colon, and we can print I will run anyway. So as this message suggests, even though there is error or there is no error, this print statement will be always there. Let me run this. For example, I enter 5, it will give 25. Again, let me run this. If I enter invalid, then it will say please enter number, and then we have this invalid string, and then it will say please enter number. I will run anyway. So in here we can easily make out that whenever we are making use of the finally block will run even though there is exception or there is no exception. Let me do some small little changes like this will give us a better view. Again, let me check. Let me enter X. So it would be like enter a number. We have entered X, so it will give me a error. Please enter a number, and finally block will say I will run anyway. Alright, so this is it for today's video, and in our next video we will dig more into these concept of exception handling. We will check the exception types. We will also check how to handle different type of exceptions where we can have multiple except blocks. We will also check the else statement with respect to try, except, and finally. Alright, so a lot of interesting stuff will be covered in our next video as well. But for now, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.